Paul Burry, Family Friendly Gaming. This video of Rock of Ages multiplayer is being brought to you by Future Glimpses, Moon Murderer, and Video Game Lives, both books on Amazon Kindle and in paperback. This is an E10, so everyone 10 years old and older only, according to the ESRB. You may want to look at the content and decide if maybe you would like to let your kids be a little older than that. The ESRB is known to be rather lenient with their ratings and not always finding all the content within games. This was recorded by Kid Gamer and his younger brother on the Xbox 360, and it's no longer connected to live. It's completely offline, the system. This was a downloadable game, and I know some of you all might be like, hey, I thought you guys are all big on the physical copy movement. And yes, we are behind the physical copy movement 100%. With that said, this is a game that the kids do like to play from time to time. And the goal is you take your ball and you roll it down and you hit this gate. You put defenses up on the line down, and your opponent has to go through your defenses, whatever you put, wherever you put it, however you put it. And you have so much money in each level as you go down. And as you see right now, they're doing the building phase. Once Y starts flashing, then you can start rolling down the gate. And of course, you have to jump up as you see him jump. And when we record this, for some reason, the audio messed up. We're not really clear why that happened. We should have checked it. But we did catch it before we got this one on YouTube and on our website. The one thing I don't like about Rock of Ages is the screams, of the characters and everything. I'm not really that big on that, personally. And I've never really been big on destruction. I believe more in creation over the destruction. And you see the one on the right side fell off, and you can... Well, they both fell off. And so you have a big godlike hand that then drops them back on there. The biggest reason for the defenses is it slows you down, and you really need momentum to do damage on the gate. And if you look at the little red bar just above the 870 and 530, watch those diminish as they get hit. So you see, the player on the right affected the player on the left, player on the left affected the player on the right. And then they're back in the building phase. This is going to be a fun video because it is like 14 minutes long, and I'm going to have to find some topic to discuss. Even though I did see this close to a week ago when they played it, I was working on the recording. I didn't have any interaction with the gameplay. I didn't really prepare any topiks, and I'm trying to think of something to discuss. I mean, the big thing on my mind right now, I guess, to talk about, and it has nothing to do with this video or this game. Well, though, I guess in some regards it may have something to do with this game. It has to do with lots of games. I'm getting to the point where I'm getting really sick of just the perspective of a lot of the people in PR. They give us all kinds of content, screenshots, videos, press releases. And if you've noticed, press releases anymore are just advertisements. They're not even giving you much good information, and it's frustrating. As we have impacted the industry in the past to continue to innovate and impact. And I realize, the selfishness within these companies, within these, PR firms, and a lot of the companies, they only care about themselves. You sit there and make them all kinds of money by covering their products, and they're not really that thankful, because they'll send you more. I've lost track of how many times you do something for someone and you tell them this isn't our normal thing, you know, and then they're like, oh, here's 5 more things. Go work on all this for me. And every time they ask you to work on it, they never provide any payment. You know, it's like the people in the PR are just big moochers, you know. And the more I've studied it and analyzed it, I've been like, you know, this is why so many media outlets have trouble. Yeah, even a lot of the Christian companies. You know, we've helped out plenty of Christian movies and helped them make hundreds of millions of dollars. And one of them even stiffed us, the advertisement that they had promised to pay us. And then they're like, well, just go do more work for us. And I'm like, really? Are you that self-centered? You're that self-absorbed? You know, here I work a day job to pay for this. And you are so disrespectful. And they play the same cards every time you try to educate them to perspective and to get them to stop thinking of themselves and to think of others for a change. They're like, oh, well, that's not my department. You know, you get the not my department answer all the time. You know, it's just amazing. Oh, well, we don't do that. Yeah, you're just, you know, you make your client money, you look good, you get a promotion, you get a raise, you get everything you want, you get your dreams made true, but then you don't really think about others. And you don't think about the people who helped you get there. You know, I mean, I've lost track of how many PR people have thanked me for helping them get promotions and raises, and you go, well, maybe you could think of doing something nice for us, you know, helping family-friendly gaming out. And it's like, what? That's not my department. And you're going, really? You know, it's not your department to do something nice. It's not your department to be selfless for just once. You know, with how many hundreds of things we've done for you. And it's like I have just kicked their dog to death right in front of them. It's like, how dare you? And then they'll, you know, after that, not my department, then they go to, well, I mean, we can just stop emailing you everything if that's what you want, if you don't want us to send you anything anymore. And it's like, why do you come back with such an extreme response when I'm just trying to get you to shift your perspective and your focus and think of others? And it's like, you know, they get all, you know, crazy. Then the one I love that usually comes next is like, well, but I mean, everyone else is doing this way. Yeah, all these other people are jumping off the bridge to their death. Well, why don't you go do it too? No, I mean, I reject that logic. I mean, it's pure stupidity. You know, because everyone else is doing it doesn't make it right, doesn't make it something that God says we should do, doesn't make it something that God tells us to focus on. And that's been my whole perspective and my whole focus, is trying to get others to think of God and to think of how God taught us to do things. And it's like, boy, they are like vehemently, violently against it. You know, they want to just have everyone act like, you know, everyone else in the world. So it's kind of frustrating for me on some days, which is why it's kind of nice to take a game like this. It's been out for a while. I don't remember exactly how long, but you know, no PR person is focused on it anymore. They're not all obsessed about this game. And something was like, well, you know, the kids were really wanting to do some stuff on the Xbox 360. We also had the Greg Hastings, which Kid Gamer did the vocals on. I think he did a pretty good job. He had a lot of fun, you know, chattering about different stuff. So we'll see how that does, and we'll see how this one does. I don't know if anyone's going to be too interested in listening to the whole thing and catching some kind of in-depth insider into, you know, video games, video game media, video game PR. Back to Rock of Ages, they are on their second map. This is more of a spiral, and also in the split player with the split screen with 2 players, it's kind of difficult sometimes to see where you're going because you don't have as much of a screen, which um, is a bit of a pain. I knocked over the poor elephant. Well, I think these elephants are going to, yeah, they're going to. The fans and the elephants are slowing him way down. And let's see, I have another 4 minutes if I can think of something else to discuss. Oh, I know what else I could talk about. All the events. I don't know about everyone else, but I am sick of every week. Well, we got some new event. Gamescom, PAX Prime, PAX East, PAX West, Indiecade. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And every time you turn around, there's some new show, and everyone wants you to come to the show. Oh, yeah, come fly to the show. Come fly to the show. Come. Why? I mean, I saw the game in E3. How much more is there? Oh, there's one new level. Wow, that's worth a couple $1,000s, isn't it? No, it's not. I just look at it. First off, it's not very cost effective, and second off, I can be patient for the game to come out. I can be patient for it to be finished. And again, here is a perspective that you're not hearing a lot of places. They're all, I can't wait for this to come out. Well, why can't you? You're going to have to one way or the other. Whether you think you can or not, you're going to have to. So you might as well just accept patience. You might as well accept that, you're going to have to wait for it and, go about your life. I don't really see the reason to be lusting and freaking out about, wanting something before, it's been released. There are games every once in a while I'm interested in. It gets to the point though, like lately, it's just been sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I get a little tired of, here's another whatever game, the 5th or 6th or 7th, or, after a while it gets a little mundane that, they're just doing another one of whatever they've been doing. And, well, it sells, so we're just going to do another one of them. By the same token, a lot of times the indie games are not that great. They might do one thing really well, but then they'll be really lacking. Or there's a whole lot less, have an article about less effort in the download-only games. And there is. I mean, you see these downloadable games that it's like a couple hours to beat it. RPGs that are 6 hours, and you're like, wow. Why is it so low? Or maybe it's 10 or 12 hours, but you're like, if you do the price and compare it to another game that takes you 50, 60 hours, or maybe you spend 100 hours with it, and do a price comparison, you realize you're paying more per hour of entertainment on the downloads than you are on the physical copies. So the physical copies are always where I try to focus on, and I'm, when I'm working with people, it's like, hey, we'd rather have the physical copy than a download. Plus, you have your internet ISP usage you have to deal with. You have to pay more for more internet downloads, and then if you get messed up, then you gotta pay fines. It's just, to me, it's just a big hassle. I mean, it's like the companies have pawned the cost off on us. We're getting to the end of the video. The firing lava ball is about ready to win. I would like to thank everyone for watching this, and have a wonderful, blessed evening. Thank you.